I never thought I would see the day that the progressives in the mainstream media were disagreeing with someone who said that stop and frisk was a bad thing. Kanye West just spoke with Donald Trump. In his, little sit-down talk, he mentioned how he talked with people, with officials in Chicago, I believe it was, who said that stop and frisk doesn't work. Maybe it wasn't Chicago. Stop and frisk, for those that don't know, is when the police go into certain areas that they think are at risk, or just in general, and stop people and frisk them. It has been ruled, I believe it's unconstitutional, because we have the Fourth Amendment, which is unreasonable search and seizure. But they were doing this in New York for a long time. What they would basically do is stop young people that they thought were likely to have weapons because of their demographic, and then people are getting charged for pot and things of that nature. And Kanye West, when speaking with Donald Trump, said that it doesn't work. Donald Trump in the past has said that he liked it. So here we have Kanye West engaging with the president and disagreeing with him, at least on some points. Kanye talked about how school is boring. He's right. School is boring. He talks about how kids claim, they say that kids have ADD, and he goes, no, kids don't have ADD, it's just you're not engaging them right. And you gotta figure out how to engage them better. Maybe have them learn math while playing basketball. And that's an interesting take. I don't think anything that Kanye said was extremely crazy. And the things he said, at least what I saw, I didn't watch the entirety of what he said, was not reflective of any particular social media, trend or anything like that. Well, we have this story. It says Kanye West says Trump is a hero and calls himself a crazy mother effer who has the two meet at Oval Office talks with the rapper pounding the Resolute desk to make his point. We'll read through a little bit of this, but the mainstream media personalities who are blind to what is actually going on in this country are shocked to find that the opinions of Kanye West resonate with Americans, and they live in an echo chamber, basically. That's what they don't realize. This is Ben Collins. He's a reporter, dystopia beat at NBC News. He tweeted, "Absolutely none of this Kanye speech is crazy, nuts, or even new if you've been targeted with an ad by PragerU on YouTube." He says Kanye's rambling is pretty much a one-to-one recitation of YouTube conservatism and righty vloggers, which are extremely paid for, and the next frontier of the Breitbart InfoWars fight. This is rambling nonsense. I can't believe someone from NBC News is actually saying this complete and utter nonsense. NBC News tends to be okay, but this guy's off his rocker. First of all, this idea of right-wing YouTube, what does it mean which are extremely paid for? What does that even mean? That's ridiculous. YouTubers get paid through Google ads sometimes, and most of them don't even make ad revenue, right? They have Patreon accounts. Kanye spends a lot of time on his computer and on his phone, has always genuinely believed he's the smartest dude in the room, and has had a lot of positive things happen by getting a rise out of people. A perfect brain for righty YouTube manipulation. I bet he's sincere. He says, other than Apple Hydrogen Plane, by the way, this is not a Candace Owens, Jordan Peterson special. I have no idea what that means. He said, if y'all really think Kanye's talk was an aberration and not precisely where this is headed, you should really spend some more time on YouTube. If you don't want politics to look like this in 2020, pressure them to be more transparent about who is buying ads and funding content. Oh my God. They are so off their rockers. This is just particularly Ben Collins, but a bunch of people are quoting him and retweeting him, and they're linking to that Data and Society report. If you've been following my main channel, you will know that I recently pulled up a bunch of data showing progressives make up 8% of this country. Conservatives make up 25% of this country, and even among the politically disengaged and moderates, their core interests lie in similar spaces as conservatives. It doesn't mean they necessarily agree on those same issues. It just means that what these people are focused on, like this guy Ben Collins, is a ridiculous minority, okay? And so he's shocked, dare I say shocked, to find out that this is what people are talking about and what's going to take place in politics in 2020. I responded with, I don't know exactly where my tweet is. So we have this person said, and none of it makes sense if you're a lefty reporter from New York City. Dude, once again, your bias is showing. You are just as big of a victim of being in an echo chamber as you are accusing him of being. Hashtag fake news, bias media. This guy says, I live in a conservative echo chamber, and what you said doesn't make any sense. What is it? He literally explains how it makes sense through the lens of reactionary YouTube. Except, he's not talking about reactionary YouTube. The report in question from Data Society that everyone keeps referencing has a bunch of social liberals and some progressives on it. It's literally just a political group of people, and some of them have interacted and some haven't. It's complete nonsense. These people are off their rockers. My response: according to Newswhip, Daily Wire got 132 million engagements as a top right-wing source. The top left-wing source was The Root at 26 million. It's not YouTube. It's not Prager. It's that they're in an echo chamber. YouGov data shows progressives are only 8% of the U.S. Conservatives are 25%. Who are they? Lefty reporters from NYC. You really don't think YouTube algo recommendations don't produce ideological echo chambers? They kind of do sometimes. But the funny thing about this is that if you go to my channel, you know what? When you go to my channel, look for suggestions. I think on my main channel, it's like Styx, Hexenhammer, and Sargon. YouTubers. I get it. My second channel is linked to the Daily Wire and Fox News. And Fox News is linked to CNN. And when you search for Timcast, the name of the channel you are on right now, actually, you can look right now and see what the connections to my channel are. When you search for Timcast on Social Blade, the most likely candidates are my main channel, my second channel, Vice, and Vice News. The algorithm connects me with Vice News more than any other channels. Okay? So if you want to talk about an ideological echo chamber, you want to talk about YouTube being this like extremist platform that's dominating politics, what you're missing is that you are the fringe minority group that doesn't fit the mainstream. When the Daily Wire gets 132 million engagements as the top right-wing source, and the top left-wing source producing content is The Root at 26 million, you are a ridiculous minority. And not only that, I talked about this the other day, but conservatives they engage with Fox News the most, and that's a page, not in terms of content production, in terms of a page on Facebook, and the left goes to Occupy Democrats. Occupy Democrats is propaganda nonsense, and Fox News is a partisan but credible news source. Plain and simple. These people, I have no idea, this is why I'm just not convinced, even with all the data, that the Democrats are going to win the midterms. For the longest time, I'm unsure whether or not they're going to win. And I look at 538, and I look at Real Clear Politics, and I'm like, oh, the Democrats are projected to win. And then I remember how wrong they all were. And then I look at NBC News reporters who don't realize they are the fringe minority, not Kanye West. Kanye West is a celebrity. He's got hundreds of millions of fans probably around the world. Ben Collins, how many followers does this guy have? Ben has 32,000 followers. How many does Kanye West? Let's pull up Kanye West. Kanye West. Okay, what is Kanye West's handle? I don't even know what his handle is. Kanye. That's not Kanye West. That's not Kanye West either. It's because his name is Yee. I can't pull him up. Look at President Trump comes up when you search for Kanye West. Let's try just Yee. Why is it impossible? Why can't I pull up Kanye West? Well, I have no idea why I can't pull up Kanye West. But I believe Kanye West has a large following. That's all I'll say. The point I want to make is I don't want to waste too much time, is when we go to someone like Ben Collins, who's got 32,000 followers, which is not a small number, but it's not a particularly large number, right, relative to other influencers. This is a dude who is, they think because they're in media, they have their finger on the pulse of America, and they don't. And it's crazy. I mean, look at this guy. Christopher Mathias said, read Becca Lewis's report from Data Inside Society about this. That's what they think is really going on. Well, if you're someone who watches me and you know anything about me, you're going to be like, what? This is nuts, right? And so I responded, damn, if even Kanye is in the network, that's crazy. Fox News, CNN, and Vice are algorithmically linked to the network as well. And somebody responded, saying that some of the extremism on the far right is fake. It's part of an international disinfo campaign to sow division and artificially propel the Democrats' agenda. Oh my God. Oh dear Lord. But you know what? Ben Shapiro chimed in. This is officially the best timeline. I mean, we are now in idiocracy. In it. And it is amazing. I would not necessarily agree that it's amazing that we're in idiocracy. But, I don't want to go through everything that happened with Kanye. But here you can see Mr. West, he's talking to the president. Kanye West is talking to the president. The media wields a lot of power, but for the longest time I was concerned that they had too much power, and now I'm not so sure. Because when I looked at that Newswhip study and I saw that conservative digital outlets outnumber the left like 4-1, their engagement is like 5-1. I was like, wow, these progressives, these activists are a fringe minority. Like, conservatives are so progressive activists, 8% of the country, conservatives, 35% of the country, and the average person within the politically disengaged cares more about issues the right is focused on than issues the left is focused on, right? Like progressives are concerned with income inequality. Most people aren't. Most people aren't thinking about, they're thinking about having a job, immigration, terrorism. And the conservatives and the disaffected might disagree on those issues, but that's what they're looking at. So this weird group of people, like this weird echo chamber they've built, is so out of touch that they sit here scratching their heads wondering how Kanye West could be saying these things to the president. Well, I'll tell you why. It has nothing to do with YouTube. It has to do with the fact that conservatives are just pushing way more content and engaging way more than you guys are. Plain and simple. And there you have it. So, I don't know. I agree with some of the stuff Kanye West said. I thought it was really interesting. He talked about the 13th Amendment a little bit. And it is what it is. I'm not so... and look, this is just one guy, a couple people, I should say, who are like freaking out about Kanye West. But there's a lot of tweets I can see from people who are mocking him. And of course they are. They've been. I don't see him mocking Taylor Swift. He's shocked by what Kanye West is saying, but not what Taylor Swift is saying. Kanye West and Taylor Swift are both talking politics. I got mad respect for them for doing it. They're allowed to. Just because they're celebrities doesn't mean they can't. But you have to wonder why this guy from NBC News is shocked about Kanye West. Let me see you freak out about Taylor Swift advocating for a Democrat, right? Yeah, not going to happen. Anyway, stick around. I got another video coming up in just a few minutes.